My journey of buying cryptocurrencies and attempting to sell them. Why I bought the cryptocurrencies. In case you haven't heard, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin have gained a lot of popularity over the last few months. These cryptocurrencies are a few of the biggest ones, and are heavily traded. Price appreciations on these cryptocurrencies have been nothing but stellar. My take on cryptocurrencies. I like the technology behind them. I believe these currencies are in a price discovery mode, and we could see a lot of volatility in them, as they are becoming a haven for speculators. Everyone is buying them without knowing how exactly this all works. Over the past few months, wherever I went, be it a personal or professional situation, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies have become a topic of discussion. So, I decided I want to partake in this fiasco. I wanted to see how it works. I don't have any intentions to speculate. How I bought my first Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. Keep in mind, I wanted to see how this process works rather than speculate. And by no means am I suggesting to go buy the cryptocurrencies. In fact, at first, I didn't know how to buy them. But after doing very little research online, I came across an exchange that's one of the biggest out there for cryptocurrency purchases. I made an account. The registration process took me a few minutes to complete. Then, I proceeded to purchase. I purchased 0.0048 of a Bitcoin, 0.059 of an Ethereum, and 0.1040 of a Litecoin. The buying process was very smooth. It literally took me seconds to buy these. I spent a total of $200.00 on these purchases, including all the fees. I used my credit card to do this. Great. I had $200.00 worth of cryptocurrencies. I was part of it. What next? What do you do with profits on hand? A few days later, I saw solid gains on my $200.00 investment in cryptocurrencies. What do you normally do when you are sitting on hefty gains? You sell a portion of your portfolio, lock in some gains, and let the other portion run. So I tried to do just that. The place where I bought my Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin also has a sell option. One would assume selling is as easy as buying. Wrong. When I clicked on the sell button, I was told that the feature was not supported. This was very interesting. This prompted me to ask few questions. 5 questions cryptocurrency holders must ask. Are there more people like me who have bought cryptocurrencies but can't sell? I just have $200.00 stuck, but I am certain there are people who have spent much more money on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and others. Is there actually artificial demand for the cryptocurrencies? Is the only reason they are going up because sellers can't sell? There's limited quantity, and buyers are getting lured in because of price appreciation. Can people actually take their money out? By that, I mean sell their Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Litecoin, and turn it into actual dollars. What happens when all those who hold the virtual currencies try to sell? How long could the parabolic moves continue in cryptocurrencies? There's usually never a good ending when an asset sees a parabolic move to the upside without much resistance. Bitcoin.com founder sells all of his Bitcoin and says that Bitcoin is an unusable resource drain. The original founder of Bitcoin.com sells all of his Bitcoin and declares the cryptocurrency the most risky investment a person can make. We've heard all the pro-Bitcoin arguments. It's decentralized, even though it's now trading in futures markets. It's a store of value. If less than 10 years is the measure, it's great for buying a cup of coffee. Granted, there are more, but not to beat a dead horse, we'll just list a few of the pro-Bitcoin arguments. We won't even cover the first one either, because there's 101 ways to demonstrate how Bitcoin is not decentralized at all. So we'll just focus on a couple of aspects of Bitcoin in light of significant recent developments. It is important to discuss this because so many people either don't understand just how flawed Bitcoin is, or they are not willing to see past the parabolic rise in price. It's really a weird phenomena too, that has you the biggest group of Bitcoin fanboys shouting from the Bitcoin rooftops are people who don't really understand the technology, and these are the same people who were right to initially call out Bitcoin for what it is. The problem is they have become blinded by short-term paper fiat currency gains, and are now drunk off the Kool-Aid with what just went down in the Bitcoin space. However, the air could be coming out of this bubble soon. Case in point, Bitcoin.com founder Emil Oldenburg himself is calling out Bitcoin's flaws, and he's voting with his real, non-digital wallet as well. And since Emil is a young sweet who may or may not understand market dynamics, bubbles, crashes, and outright mania, it's quite possible that lost in Google Translation, either unwittingly or passively aggressively, is that Bitcoin.com's original founder just called the top in Bitcoin. So let us look at just a couple of the limitations with Bitcoin, and take note that one of the first experts in the space is sounding the alarm. Here's Emil discussing the limitations via Breaksay. Translated by Google, it's a group of fanatic Bitcoin Talibans who themselves do not use Bitcoin every day to want it like this. They see Bitcoin like digital gold and a technical experiment, not something you should actually use. It will never be a currency used in everyday life, or for people who run companies. Fanatic Bitcoin Talibans kind of sounds like tulip mania, doesn't it? So we should all heed the warning, and take note. A leading authority is saying Bitcoin is not usable as currency, and it's not practical for companies. If he doesn't understand sound money, as in gold and silver, let us put that in perspective. He is from Sweden, a war on cash utopia that doesn't even like fiat banknotes in circulation. How would we expect him to naturally have exposure to gold or silver? But we know, as history has shown time and time again for thousands of years, is that sooner or later everybody goes back to gold and silver. Emil also brings up the resource hogging issues, but then we have miners who are connected to us, who always have to pay regardless of whether we manage to break a few blocks. Sometimes we go plus, sometimes back depending on how many blocks we break per month. It will be a bit like a lottery for us, he says, without revealing how much he himself has drawn onto the Bitcoin sharpen. As most people know at this point, Bitcoin technology is complicated. But simplified, a mining in their network is a person who helps to develop new Bitcoins. One example is that it is run by people aged 25 to 40 who live somewhere where there is cheap electricity, such as China, and has type 10,000 computers in a giant server hall. It's a very big operation, and usually people have capital investors in the back, says Emil Oldenburg. Those are some powerful insights from an original Bitcoin advocate. What have the problems with Bitcoin caused the founder of Bitcoin.com to do? An investment in Bitcoin right now, I would say, is the most risky investment you can make. It is an extremely high risk. I've actually sold all my bitcoins recently, and Emil has a stark warning for people getting into Bitcoin right now. The vast majority have not yet understood that bitcoins in practice have very low user friendliness, due to the very high charges and long waiting times for transfers. Simply because most have just bought Bitcoin, but never sold or traded with them. People have not taken it. As soon as people realize that this is how it works, one will start selling. Stack accordingly. $50. Bitcoin have gained a lot of popularity over the last few months. These cryptocurrencies are a few of the biggest ones, and are heavily traded. Price appreciations on these cryptocurrencies have been nothing but stellar. My take on cryptocurrencies. I like the technology behind them. I believe these currencies are in a price discovery mode to know how to buy them. But after doing very little research online, I came across an exchange that's one of the biggest out there for cryptocurrency purchases. I made an account. The registration process took me a few minutes to complete. Then, I proceeded to purchase. I purchased 0.0048 of a Bitcoin, and we could see a lot of volatility in them, as they are becoming a haven for speculators. Everyone is buying them without knowing how exactly this all works. Over the past few months, wherever I went, be it a personal or professional situation, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies have become a topic of discussion. So, I decided I want to partake in this fiasco. I wanted to see how it works. I don't have any intentions to speculate. How I bought my first Bitcoin, and Litecoin. Keep in mind, I wanted to see how this process works rather than speculate. And by no means am I suggesting to go buy the cryptocurrencies. In fact, at first, I didn't.
Audio Jungle.
My journey of buying cryptocurrencies and attempting to sell them. Why I bought the cryptocurrencies. In case you haven't heard, Bitcoin, and Litecoin.